Welcome back to the Spartan Sports Insider. I'm Niko, and I'm here with my guest, Mr. Applegate.
Good morning, Spartans.
So, Mr. Applegate, tell us about your high school career.
I went to high school in New Jersey at a school called Toms River South, and I played football, basketball, and baseball, lettered mostly in baseball and football. I wasn't that great of a basketball player, but I was just okay. Like I said, I went on to play in college, played a little college football and a little college baseball at Gettysburg College, and I finished my career at Lynn University playing baseball. So I have a little bit of a sports background.
Tell us about your sports marketing career.
After college, I kind of had an idea that I either wanted to be a college baseball coach or potentially work in a professional organization. And I went to a school in Miami, Florida called St. Thomas University. They kind of pioneered the sports management major, believe it or not. If you look it up, they're one of the first schools. It was Biscayne College at the time in the 1970s, and it changed to St. Thomas University. And the great thing about that school is the internship possibilities that you have with Miami and sports and all the different sports in Florida. So I did that degree program and graduated in 1995 with that degree, and I was fortunate to meet someone who was working in the Blue Jays organization at the time. And I guess kind of by stroke of fate, I ended up over in Tampa. My brother had moved over there, and I planned to stay over in Tampa, Florida for a little bit with him. Ran into this person at one of the Dunedin Blue Jay games, which is a Class A affiliate of the Blue Jays, and what ended up happening was she was leaving, and there was an internship possibility open, so I ended up doing an internship with the Blue Jays summer of '95. And then that person left, and I took over that position. I was a sales and marketing coordinator for pretty much the 96 and 97 seasons. So for 95, 96, and 97, I kind of had a sports career. And I guess I could have kept pursuing that, but you have to really be willing to move around. You have to really be willing to bounce around. You have to be willing to really work for low pay. I mean, my pay was, I think my high pay was about $21,000, and I had a master's degree. So you have to be willing in a sports career to forego some salary at first to work your way down the line. And I guess at that point, I kind of ached to go back home, and I returned back home, and I started my education career at the very end of 1997.
So how did you end up in Mount Tabor?
Well, I moved down here to North Carolina in 2006 because I wanted to get out of the rat race known as New Jersey and go somewhere maybe a little bit more peaceful and try and actually do something different. You know, I didn't want to go back to Florida, but didn't really want to stay in New Jersey, and kind of did some research and searching and ended up here. And I ended up at Reagan High School. It had just opened. They needed teachers, they needed coaches, so I taught social studies, coached football and baseball at Reagan for about 4 years. And I had worked on my degree in school administration and ended up getting that degree in 2007. And the Tabor job came along, and it was one of those, hey, let me go for it. And I guess I just happened to be the fit that Mr. Weiss and Mount Tabor were looking for, and that's how I kind of ended up here.
What's your role in athletics here at Mount Tabor?
I would like to say I like to try to supplement athletics in the fact that doing some of the behind-the-scenes things like organizing the parent meetings that happen each season. I like to try to organize what's called our Golden Spartan Awards at the end of the year. That's kind of an ESPN, ESPYs modeled thing, and I think it's been a really good thing for our school. It's an enjoyable night where we get to come together at the end of the year with our athletic programs, celebrate our successes. So I like to do some of that behind-the-scenes stuff, and if there's a problem in athletics and the coach has already dealt with it, the athletic director's already dealt with it, and perhaps it needs to go to a higher level, I try to field it before Mr. Weiss. So I'm part of, I guess, the chain of command of athletics. And on top of that, I supervise games like today. For example, I know that people might be watching this some other time, but Mr. Weiss is not on campus. So, you know, we have the tournament finals in basketball. So I'll basically be acting as, you know, supervisor of that and kind of the principal, I guess, so to speak, being the administrator that'll be here tonight. So, you know, I play a lot of roles. Obviously, a lot of teachers and staff play a lot of roles here at school, and that's just, you know, something I like to do.
What's the latest news on all the construction here?
Latest news is the weather's delayed things a little bit outside because of the rain, but they progressed pretty nicely. Nothing seems to be off schedule yet. The only thing that's really off schedule is the tennis courts, but one set of courts are done. They won't be painted, I think, until after the season. The other set of courts has kind of stalled because of the weather. The stadium has stalled a little bit because of the weather, but once they start getting nice days again, they can really knock that out. I remember when Reagan got their stadium expanded when Reagan went from 3A to 4A, and they had to have a bigger stadium. They put that up pretty quickly. So once that metal comes and those bleachers come, they can really pop that up and bang that out really a lot faster than you think. So we're on schedule. Things are on schedule.
What makes Mount Tabor Athletics special to you?
I think it's just the tradition. You know, the school has built a strong tradition in athletics. People who come here know the tradition, try to uphold the tradition. We have great coaches, passionate coaches, people that really care about it. And, you know, players know that they have the target on their back because Mount Tabor's always been successful, and they try to live up to the past successes and, try to add their own mark to things.
Thank you, sir. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a hardworking intern for your business?
At Mount Tabor, work-based learning brings the classroom to the workplace and the workplace to the classroom.
Paid internships help students get ready for life as an adult in the workplace.
And they allow employers to mold their talent pipeline.
Students at Mount Tabor are excited to take their classroom skills out to the workforce and make an impact on our community.
So if you're an employer looking for a young intern, look here at Mount Tabor and the Academy of Sports Marketing and Hospitality Management.
Be future ready!
This week's Spartan in the Spotlight is Isaiah Wilkins for receiving an offer from Presbyterian University and averaging 20 points throughout the conference. Congratulations.
For updates and content on Mount Tabor sports, follow us on Instagram at mtsportsmktg. You'll find photos and videos of Spartan athletes as well as information about our athletic department. That's at mtsportsmktg.
Do you want to see Mount Tabor sports news and highlights? Check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/mtsportsmktg to get the latest news and highlights from Mount Tabor sports. We have over 300 highlight videos of various sports at Mount Tabor. Also check out our weekly interview show, The Spartan Sports Insider, for weekly insight from Mount Tabor athletes and coaches. Subscribe now.
Thanks for watching the Spartan Sports Insider. Views expressed on the show reflect the opinions of the host and guest only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the faculty or staff.
Make sure you tune in to the Spartan Sports Insider every week. You can check out our latest show, plus all the latest Mount Tabor highlights and videos on the Mount Tabor's YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/mtsportsmktg.
And get a sneak preview of next week's episode. Go to soundcloud.com/mtsportsmktg to hear an audio version of the interview.
For the latest news on Mount Tabor sports marketing, follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at mtsportsmktg.
Thanks again for watching. Drop us a comment and let us know what you think. See you back here next week.